Welcome to Policy and Profit, the podcast for ambitious insurance agents and agency owners who want to build predictable, profitable businesses without chasing bad leads or begging for referrals. And let me just be brutally honest for a second. Most agency owners aren't building a team, they are babysitting one. They spend their days chasing flaky prospects and time vampires, repeating the same recruiting pitch 5 times a week like a parrot, only to have no-shows, ghosters, and broke dreamers drain all their time and suck out all of their energy. And worst of all, their personal production suffers. And they start resenting the team they tried so hard and took so long to build. And if that's you, you're not lazy. You're just trying to scale with effort rather than systems. That's why I built the Autopilot Recruiter, a done-for-you system that helps you attract qualified agents, pre-sell them with your story, and get them onboarded with a podcast without doing another live Zoom, sales pitch, or three-way call ever again. That stuff doesn't work. It's the same system top recruiters are using to grow massive downlines in the hundreds that they make me sign NDAs for without sacrificing their commissions, their time, or their sanity. If you're ready to build a team that actually grows itself, go to writemorepolicies.com/playbook and download the free playbook today. Today's guest is Moritz Löehr. He came from Germany in 2019 with $2,000 to his name, and he made it to the top producer in various sales roles. Now today he's working with a good friend of mine to build a sales system and a force that anyone with a solid work ethic and a good foundation can start in with an extremely low barrier to entry. So Moritz, welcome to the show. Tell me something you believe is the key to succeeding in life insurance sales that most agents completely overlook.
I think there's two things to that. Number one is being persistent and having the mindset to that. Chances are it's going to be harder and take longer than you think it will, like any business really. And number two is just having a work ethic, right? Of course, leads play a big role, right? I'm sure you're aware of that. Just like it, for recruiting, they play a role as they play for a role for the general agent. But in the end, a lot of the leads are the same, right? Because they all fill like 15 different forms. So you just got to be better than the others. You got to put your dials in and keep the mindset right, and then you'll be all right.
Unfortunately, Moritz, for most agents, they lack the salesmanship needed to take a complete cold stranger who, in all reality, a lot of these people are coming from data aggregators who, dude, they opted in for a pest control and now someone's calling them about insurance. It's like, what? Now, if you're fantastic with salesmanship, you can get a complete stranger to say, you know what, I actually do have a need for that. I'm open to talking about it. But unfortunately, most people's scripts, most people's impoverished mindset that, oh, if I take someone's money or the customer doesn't have money, they can't afford it. Those same people are kicking over kids for a Nintendo Switch on Black Friday. So I don't want to hear anything about people not having money. We all buy shit we don't need. So Moritz, talk to us about the work ethic piece. What do you think your work ethic comes from?
Well, I mean, coming here with not a lot and wanting to make a lot of money and provide for my wife and such is that's a pretty good motivator. And then also coming from a country where not that Germany's a bad place to be or anything like that. It's not like a third world country. It's an industrialized nation. But just the fact that the income goals and averages are so much lower, the taxes are so much higher. Um, and people's outlook on life is so different, and then coming here and really seeing all the opportunity and being feeling lucky and happy and blessed to have that opportunity, wanting to make it work. That I think a lot of people here are spoiled and they think that they're owed something. And if you come from a place where that's not the case, that's why you see a lot of immigrants make a lot of money. I mean, look at Patrick Bet David and all these people that come from terrible places, come here, learn the language, learn to be here, have a great career, and make a lot more money than the average American ever will.
I I agree wholeheartedly, and it's simply because of the mentality you guys come over here with. I remember one of my buddies from Romania. He says everywhere he looked over there, it was adversity, scarcity, lack of resources, everyone crabs in a bucket mentality, tear everyone down. And so simply because he believed that America was land of the free, home of the brave when he came over here, he looked for opportunities and found that to be true. What's the Bible quote? To him who hath, more shall be given.
Yes,
And
sir.
to him who have not, even though even that which he does have shall be taken away. In other words, the rich will get richer and the poor will get poor, simply because what you look for, my dear friend, you will find. And everyone in America, whether you like what Moritz is saying or not, I can't stand people who say, immigrants are coming over here now granted, I think if you're going to come over here, you should do it in a legal way. Don't
Absolutely.
that's a fair assessment. But like people like you who really do come over here, just because you see opportunities and take advantage, the, we Americans, we have those same opportunities, but we focus on what we lack. And it's so stupid. If most of you went to Germany or any of these other countries, you say, oh shit, I really did have it nice. So I'm glad you're bringing this up because we are spoiled. We are extremely entitled. And you know what? That gives the winners like us, because we know most people are not willing to build that moat. And most people aren't even willing to, hell, even pick the shovel up to start digging the damn thing, Moritz. So, and this
All right.
ties into what you're really passionate about, all the lies in the industry and kind of how to start if you're broke. So, talk to us about that.
Yeah, I think on the lies part, right, there's various things to that. So number one, what I see a lot, and I mean a lot, is false advertising on the agency to potential agent side, where the whole like work 3 hours a day, become a millionaire type thing. But that's just not how it works. It's just not. A lot of like, oh, we have free leads, but then they forget to tell them that they started at 30% comp. I mean, like bad situations. Like John, you mentioned him earlier, and me, we go through a lot of the Facebook groups and just, like have people message us, comment on things just to help them out as much as we can. Because we've both been in bad situations and we just like helping people out. And man, the stories you hear from some of these people, from comps being super low to like all kinds of crazy sales systems, how they like in person, they got to knock on the door. They have like a pamphlet about vision and dental, and here's your good RX card, and then oh by the way,
Oh,
life
yeah, screw
insurance.
that shit.
So there's terrible stuff out there, and they're just screwing them left and right. So that's on the agency to agent side, and then the agent to client side, same thing, right? So which also partially comes from the other side, how products are trained. But clients people selling IULs or whole life products without, like if you sell that to a 75-year-old just because you can just barely get them in there, you damn well know that thing is going to increase the rates at whatever age rate that product has, and that thing's going to last because they can't afford it. You damn well know that all that stuff. And if you don't know, then it's your responsibility to learn these products properly, right? That's the other thing. I mean, you could just run an illustration and look at it, because the disclaimers are in there. So there's just a lot of disingenuous stuff going on. What I've been seeing a lot from recently emerging agencies or restructured agencies, where they post like agent had a big day XYZ, and then that's 3 hours prior is posted as the week sales, and all that type of stuff, where it's like, come on guys, like why are you doing that? Oh, they post the lead cost, and then they just had one low day where the leads were like $6 and everybody flocks to and thinks they have the golden leads, where it's really just like, well, Facebook ads fluctuate, right? Yeah, you're going to have a $6 day and you're going to have an $18 day. It is what it is. I understand you have to market, but don't do it in a way where people leave their current income behind that maybe just barely supports their family, but it does to a certain degree, just to put them in a situation where you damn well know it won't. That's the thing that really, pisses me off, is I will never take somebody out of a situation where they can support their family to put them in a situation where I don't know if they can support their family. And then, back to the agent to client side, there's just policies sold in such crazy ways. Material misstatements of somebody has 3 types of cancer and they put no cancer, no health issues. Like crazy stuff where they'll catch it in the contestability period, and then a year and a half later they get a letter and it's like, sorry, your policy got rescinded. at best, or they pass away and the family gets nothing.
Yeah, the premiums just get returned in that case, and it's extremely
Correct.
sad. You see so many agents. Uh, two people they just sold their restaurant because someone told them how much money they could make, so they sold their family restaurant. It's like, guys, come on! They bought a license in all 50 states. That's at $20,000 in debt automatically is what we're in your right. And granted, people, you guys have to have discernment. You
Yeah.
guys have to be able to look at say this complete stranger I know nothing about is promising me all these great things. Uh, Let's see how many other people they've helped to get it. But no one even goes even that far, and so it's very disingenuous. It's very deliberate on the agent and marketing side. And if you look at everything now, it's all competing on claims, and all the claims are
Yeah.
lies. All the claims are lies, and so people like you and I get demonized simply for calling. What does Plato say? Those who see past the lies of or the shadows of culture will never be let alone believed or understood. And I think that's extremely beautiful and terrifying because, one, like I said, winners are just going to win. And you know what? If you keep your problems as an agent, me and Moritz don't lose any sleep over it. Our lives are impacted zero. When I sell a $17 lead generation program, I don't need your $17. Moritz doesn't need you on his team. So you know what? Your life, it's up to you. You're in control of your mind, therefore your results. And our life stays the same if you keep your problem or whether you get rid of it or not. So do you want to keep being a dumbass and believe in all these shadows from you're sticking around the people who are tying the nooses around your necks and then kicking you off the stool, wondering why you're choking to death. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. And so this goes into how can you get started if you're broke? Because if your agency owner is telling you to just burn the boats because Tony Robbins said it, that's cool. But Tony Robbins has $1 billion fucking dollars and you don't. Okay? So, yes, you have to make a decision, but let's make sure you're actually making money over here and you're not a social idiot and you can actually sell something to somebody before you just burn the boats. Okay, so how can someone get started if they're broke, Moritz? What are your recommendations? And I'm glad you're bringing this up.
So there are a couple of different ways, right? I mean, John, for example, he started door knocking, right? Is it the
Yep.
most elegant way and the most fruitful way? Absolutely not. You're gonna get a lot of FUs, and I mean like an exorbitant amount. But it is free, right? You just drive into the neighborhood and knock the doors. I mean, it doesn't get cheaper than that. Then you could, of course, depending on how broke you're, like if you have $0, it's you're not going to get a license. That's um, like there has to be a little bit, like a little bit of cash has to be there. You have to be able to afford your license, and you would have at least have to, which is if you have an agency that gets it down
Yep.
to $50. It's not bad.
$500 should get most of you licensed
Oh
unless
yeah.
you're in California.
Yeah. Like with the course, we break that down, and then certain states have different prices, but $500 is it's usually more than you need actually. But you could cold call, which is kind of like the virtual door knocking, right? Um, really, what we just came up with is a system where like when we talk to like the thousands person of how they get screwed over on commissions. And we tried a couple of different ways, but really what we always found out is that the guys that are hungry, they don't have the cash flow, so they can't afford leads, right? And then the people that have a little bit more money usually not as hungry. So how do we bridge the gap? We just said, okay, we're going to do a free lead program, right? Where it's not 300-year-old leads or anything like that. And we started full comp. Why nobody does it? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. Maybe we'll fall on our face, right? That is always the possibility in insurance or in business in
Yeah.
general. But you get full comp, and full comp depending on the care, 90 to 100%, right? And mind you, that's for 8 weeks. We want to get you started. We don't want to feed you for the rest of your life, right? Because we have to pay for that. So that's the way that we handle it. You get 8 weeks to ramp your business up, and then you start buying your own leads, whether you want to run a Facebook campaign, get our in-house leads, or transition to different products. We start with final expense because it's the simplest thing to get into. Simplified issue makes the money quickest.
Yeah, you're about to die. Can your family afford your funeral? If not, okay, sign this. It's a very
It
easy
is
sell.
about as easy as it gets. Yeah, for sure. So essentially what we do, you get 8 weeks of free leads. Given that comes with, you show up, you do at least 600 dials a day, which that comes with a dialer system. So it's not as bad as it sounds, like not like dialing on your phone, right? Um, and then you're good to go. That dialer system will run you 200 bucks a month. First 2 weeks are free on that too. We actually finagle that too with the company, which is inside of our CRM. So you don't have to do anything separate. You don't even have to have a crazy computer. Like, we're trying to make it as easy as possible, just so you can get your stuff ramped up and get it going. If you want to, take that opportunity, let us know. With that, we'll sort people out. We're not just going to take anyone on. That's not for freeloaders. That's not for people that don't want to work. That's not for people that don't want to train. That's not for people that have 17,000 excuses because they want to do something else. That's not for those people. You guys are going to get it cut off, right? Just to be straight with that. And that's the best way that we can see. We try to see, hey, what's, Alex Hermosi?
Yep.
So we try to see, okay, what's that home run offer? What's the thing, like, if you don't take that, you feel like an idiot. Free leads to get you going, full comp. I don't know what else I could do. Like, you tell me, and we provide the training too, by the way. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'll tell you what the home run really is. There's pretty much two agency paths that I see the future of insurance sales. If you can, most agents, if you notice, they have a problem with taking money from other humans. Now,
Yeah,
it's stupid. I know it's stupid. I know that just because I win, it doesn't mean someone else has to lose. Because in nature, it doesn't work that way. If I go take an apple from a tree, I'm taking an apple. I'm a taker. However, that apple tree is going to grow 1,000 apples. 900 of them are going to fall and rot. Nature is both extremely fruitful and wasteful, abundant and wasteful. If I go pluck a blade of grass out of your yard, Moritz, two more blades grow back up. And so when you take dollars, it's good for the economy, it's good for the person, it's good for you. It's an exchange of value. However, most agents are never going to see it that way because mommy and daddy told them that when they were young, salespeople are evil and don't talk to strangers. We value money and we use people as a society. So the agency owners who can provide done-for-you sales for the agent, where the agent just calls and collects the applications, essentially like what Allstate and most of them have figured out, it's all inbound for the most part through millions of dollars in advertising from a fucking lizard, if we're being real. But the agents don't have a hard sell. It's just, which policy do you want? It's mandatory almost. The agency owners who can figure that out, uh, gold mine, gold mine. So we're going to wrap up here. This has been really valuable for the agents and agency owners listening, Moritz, who want to learn more about what you and John are building. Tell us who's a good fit to work with you and how they can get in touch with you, buddy.
what was that? Who's a good fit, and what was that other part?
Yeah, how they can get in touch. So who's a good fit to work with
Oh,
you?
yeah,
And how can they get in touch with you?
yes. So pretty straightforward. So who we want to work with, right? Because at this point, because we're giving you so much, we can put stipulations on that too.
Yeah.
We're saying you have to make $600 a day. You show up every day and you work full time, right? I can't provide that for everyone that wants to work 10 hours a week. It's just not going to happen. And then we have metrics that we set with that, which comes with the amount of dials, right? So there's nothing crazy with it. We just giving you a blueprint on how to make money, right? And that's been proven by a bunch of people. We just want to give more people that opportunity. So as long as you have the work ethic, as long as you're coachable, and as long as you're willing to, put that 8 weeks in, which is free leads. So I don't know what you have to lose, but as long as you're coachable, willing to work, and hungry to make money, give us a shout. A couple of ways to reach us. You can search my complicated name on Facebook or on Instagram. Do you put like the
I'm
handles in
gonna put
the?
all of you guys' links down below in the description. So
Yeah,
I'll do all that for you, buddy. So we're gonna wrap up
yeah.
here. You guys go say thank you to Moritz Löehr for sharing his insights on lies in the industry and how to get started, even if you're broke. It's a very low barrier to entry, which is unfortunately why the attrition rate is just atrocious. So for those of you interested in learning more about what working with Moritz entails, I'll have all of his details down below in the description and in the pinned comments. You guys go give him a check and see, just send him a message. there's nothing bad that can happen. Okay, he's not gonna like fondle you or anything. He's just here to help you. All right. So
I'm married too,
if
by the way.
if you'd like to be a guest on Policy and Profit, we're always looking for successful agents and agency owners who are doing at least 10K a month in commissions, who have unique strategies and stories to tell. You can apply at the link down below in the description. And one more time, if you want to stop getting people on your team that never sell anything and drain your energy, and you want to recruit the right people the first time on autopilot and fill your agency with rock stars and top producers, go to writemorepolicies.com/playbook. Until next time, keep building that commission machine, my friend. Moritz, you crushed it, dude. Fantastic job, man.
Appreciate you, brother.